Eye of Argon, the remix. Written by Jim Tice, remixed by Wade Allen Steele. Chapter 1. The tireless sun rested at its peak above the weather-beaten trail, a trail made smooth by the shifting sands of that barren place. The Norgolian Empire was a cruel land, its people made hard and harsh by blinding clouds of blowing sands. Two horses struggled to stay on the age-worn path, their riders exhausted from the chase. A lone barbarian would bring them a pretty sum in the slave markets of Gorzam, but he was proving a wily one. The lead soldier's horse nickered as several rodents scampered underfoot, rodents scattered by a horse coming to rest in their path. Atop the coal-black Shire horse sat their target, the red-headed Ecordian, naked but for his loincloth, iron-spiked battle helmet, thick leather sandals, a wide, chipped enamel shield, and a long broadsword. The barbarian and his steed stood as still as statues. The soldiers brought their mounts to a halt. "You're coming with us, simpleton," said the more forceful of the two, the other being too startled by the barbarian's sudden appearance through the swirling sands to speak. "No." His voice was deep and firm. "Then prepare to embrace your creators in the Stygian haunts of hell, barbarian," growled the second soldier, finding his voice. "You will be there before me," said Gringar, nodding his head to the warriors. "Kissing Hades' steed's hindquarters, wretch!" With a solid kick, the mammoth black horse leapt forward, and Gringar's thrusting blade pierced through the torso of the first soldier, sending the scrawny mercenary to the dust-clouded earth, spraying the parched dust with crimson droplets of his blood. As the bloodthirsty barbarian wrenched his sword from the crumpled soldier and pulled the reins of the 17-hand-high mount, the second soldier drew his gleaming scimitar and charged forward. "Damn you, barbarian!" shrieked the soldier as he took a swing. The scimitar smote a heavy blow against Gringar's spiked helmet. Shaking off the effect of the pounding blow to his head, Gringar brought down his scarlet-streaked edge against the soldier's hauberk. The blade bounced off the crude mail shirt as the soldier directed the horse back from the driving blade of the barbarian. Gringar unleashed a throat-grinding battle cry as he forced his mount forward. He deflected the soldier's twirling blade. It bounced harmlessly from Gringar's shield as his rolling right arm cleft upward, sending a foot of flashing steel piercing through the Cimmerian soldier's exposed throat. A gasping gurgle exploded from the soldier, and he tumbled to the sand. The man writhed on the ground, the last of his life struggling to escape his flesh. Gringar watched the soldier end his final dance from atop his mount, his emerald eyes soaking in the bloody scene. He forced himself to memorize his kills. When judgment came, he wanted to be able to recount every one. "You city-bred dogs should learn not to underestimate simple forest folk," he urged his wary mount ahead towards Gorzam. There would be no safe route through the Norgolian plains. There would be more mercenary scum on the roads and in the wastelands. The cities would be no safer, but they would be more entertaining. There would certainly be more wine, women, and song in Gorzam than in the sun-parched desolation. He would have stayed in Krynn had the governor's concubine been able to keep her mouth shut. One wild night had unleashed havoc and uproar amongst the capital's refined patricians, and placed a heavy reward on his head. He had fought his way out of the provinces, leaving a bloody trail of house guards and bounty hunters in his wake, and one officer's arm, if Gringar could remember clearly. Few willingly made the trek to Gorzam from the provinces, but Gringar needed gold, and if there was one thing Gorzam had excess of, it was gold. For a thief with backbone, the slaver city was too great a target to pass by. And then there was the women. Gwinger also ventured to Gorzab for the women.